Dear immigrants, I wrote this letter for us. We come from different backgrounds, race, gender, ethnicity, social classes, privilege, etc. Some of us still call ourselves immigrants even after naturalization. Others identify as immigrants, migrants, expats, transnationals, etc. Some of us are labeled sometimes with admiration, other times with contempt in the host country. Yet, despite of our differences, we share something profound: resilience, the strength to live, rebuild, and adapt in a world that is not always welcoming. And often we transform it for the better. Science tells us that the first generation immigrants are often healthier than the local population. But over time, we assimilate, we begin to carry the same burdens, physical, emotional, and societal, of the local population. Immigration is not only about survival. It's about the way we carry our histories, hopes, and dreams, and how we carve out a place in a system that does not always recognize our contributions, yet depends on them. Recent political decisions have affected all of us, even those who are now naturalized like myself. I am safe. I do not fear deportation. But I know the weight of uncertainty, helplessness, the fear of being uprooted, the anxiety of waiting for a decision that determines our future. And I carry something else: gratitude, yes, but also anger, shame, and guilt. Because while I found stability, many others are struggling. Families are being separated. Hardworking people now hesitate before stepping into the subway. Children are afraid of going to school and skipping school. I cannot fully imagine their pain, but I feel for them and I feel with them. Hardworking, undocumented individuals have paid taxes, sacrificing their well-being and working themselves to the bone. They contributed under the understanding, putting down their name, that IRS and INS would be always separate. These people, despite paying into the system, will never receive Social Security benefits for the taxes they paid. As Carla Cornejo Villavicencio so beautifully wrote in her book, The Undocumented Americans, many do not need to be deported. They will be forced to leave the place where they worked for so many years, to return home in their old age, worn down by years of low-paid work and hard labor, without financial stability or support. But let's not forget, immigrants prepare our meals, grow our food, and take care of our children. They are in the front line, cleaning up our toxic messes. Ground Zero, Flint, Hurricane Sandy, who was in the front line, getting sick and cleaning for us? The undocumented immigrant, as Villavicencio tells us. And many got sick without medical insurance or support. Yet their future remains uncertain and unprotected. And so are their children. We are not a burden. Research shows us that whatever strain we may place in the system, we repay it twofold. We are builders, dreamers, laborers, thinkers. We are the future, but our presence unsettles many. Demographic shifts, economic instability, national debts, and political uncertainty create fear in the host country. It is understandable. Change, the other, especially in difficult times, can feel overwhelming. People often think in black and white, disconnect their heart from the reason, and sometimes even hoard. And make no mistake, immigration needs organization, fairness, and structure. It is a mess right now. But we must also recognize our own power, because we are many. If we support one another, we mentor each other beyond our differences and political affiliations, we can be an unstoppable global force. Migrants can be seen as a liability or a strength. With the support of wise global leaders, we can decide what to be. For now, what I can offer you is just a space to breathe, to ground yourself, to remember who you are and how much you have already overcome, to reach a state of wisdom and creativity from which you can make wise decisions. I will create a meditation and it will be ready in a week or so. And if you need any specific meditation, don't hesitate to contact me. From my heart to your heart. Be well.
Hi, Porcu. Thank you for sharing your message. I just watched. I watched the news where Vice President was saying that this is a country of free of speech as long as we're able to share our perspective with respect. There is always going to be disagreements, and I appreciate your point of view. But I also wanted to bring the other side. I have nothing against immigrants because I also came from another country, but I wanted to differentiate certain things and give you the perspective how people view things from here. So, on average, for an immigrant or for a refugee to come to a different country, specifically to U.S., since that's the country we're talking about, takes 10 to sometimes 30 years, the wait time, if you come through the legal routes. So imagine you going into the store and you cut the line every time you go in. How do you think the public will react? Nobody's gonna take that as something that's welcoming, because there is a line, there is a order, there is a law that every citizen should follow. So that's the perspective I'm coming from. I'm not against immigrants, but what I do not appreciate when somebody breaks that chain of command or the law and enter the country without any legit documentations. And I do not have script like you do, so I didn't come prepared, but I'm just simply speaking from what I have been seeing, what I have been noticing, and purely based on my experience. Do I support immigrants? Absolutely. That's part of who I am, and that's what I do. But I also believe there should be an order, there should be a law. If you just allow anybody to cross the country and come to this country, not everybody comes as a good person either. As we have seen through the statistics, through the media, so much violence have gone up, the fentanyl, so many people who have died from So there is that side also we should not be closing our eyes to. And if immigrants wants to come, U.S. does give them opportunities to come through the routes that are welcoming, legit, lawful. So all it takes is to file proper protocol, fill out the proper applications, and if you have family, just like immigrants, naturalized immigrants, like you mentioned, the proper route would be do the application and give yourself the wait time. The wait time, like I said, could be 20 to 30 years, but if you're coming through a proper route, that's what every single one of us should be doing. And again, thank you for your input. I've noticed that you posted this right after my message came out. And as long as we can do this respectfully, I will be sharing people like you their perspectives. Thank you. Bye.